go.
Recording in progress. Ethan, I don't know. You are so blurry right now, bud. You look handsome.
Yeah,
Really?
something's happening with your
You look like
connection.
like an AI video of Ethan made out of paint. Guys, welcome back to a pretty non-conventional episode of the CityBoys Podcast because it's a bye week for St. Louis City this week. That means no matches. That means we don't get to watch St. Louis City kick anyone's ass this week. Kind of a bummer. But we still got a fun episode for you guys because we're going to start off the episode by bringing it back a little bit and giving you guys an idea of how the City Boys came to be.
Yeah, we didn't just spawn one day and decide to create a podcast all based on the soccer club we love. We have a good 10 years of lore to dive into. So I'm looking forward to breaking it down.
Has it really been 10 years?
That's crazy. I don't know. I mean, what year is it? God damn.
I think we started playing club soccer together in 2014.
2014, yeah. I guess that was.
We were sophomores.
Sophomores.
Maybe 2015. So it's 9 to 10.
I think you're right at 2014. We were sophomores.
The 2014-2015 season was the debut season of this magical trio in the midfield.
Yeah.
In the midfield, I think is where kind of.
I think we did all start in the midfield. Yeah, I think two center mids and
rotate a little bit.
A good little triangle in a 4-3-3 system.
I think we both did a little bit of stint as like left back, right back. I know I did. I think Ethan, you started to float towards center back near the end there.
I remember one game I was playing up top, and then I got moved back to center back, and that's pretty much where I stayed permanently.
Yep.
For the rest of our time.
Yep. My coach tried to do that to me senior year of high school. I was playing striker, or I was playing center back all season, and then he finally put me as striker, and it made me so happy. Enough about that, though. Who should we start off with? Do you guys want to talk about what got you into soccer when you were growing up, or?
I can give a little
Jacob,
bit of
you want to
background.
go first with a guess?
Yeah, I can give a little bit of background. So first off, everybody, again, this is Alfred. He is definitely a daddy's boy cat. My fiance got him hoping that he would move more towards her, but in reality, he loves me the most.
He loves soccer.
But yeah, as far as soccer goes, I started playing when I was 4. CYC mob ball for St. Stephen Protomartyr, which was the neighborhood that I lived in. And yeah, it was super cool. So I don't know why exactly, but my mom started me with the grade above. So I was always playing up in age and didn't ever play with my age group until I think it was 7th grade, maybe 6th grade, when the older kids team disbanded. They didn't have enough kids to field a roster. So that's when I moved to play with a bunch of people that we all know. And yeah, that was a cool couple-year run. We made it to the city county playoffs each year that I was with that squad. And then jumped to high school. I went to McKinley Classical Leadership Academy. Shout out to St. Louis Public Schools. I went there with said co-host Ethan. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, my freshman year we had like a co-op with Metro. So our school was too small to like actually have any sports. So anybody that wanted to play sports would just go over to Metro and play with Metro. And so I played with Metro my freshman year. I'd say I did decently. I got some minutes, but I was also a freshman. And then sophomore year is right around the time that the co-op ended. So McKinley was forced to field their own team. And I remember walking into our principal at the time, Mr. Williams' office, and like the first day of school being like, yo, we are having a soccer team. There's not maybe, we are going to have a soccer team. I am playing soccer. And yeah, with Ethan by my side, went around the school basically asking dudes that we knew that played soccer during lunchtime, like, yo, if we have a team, you're playing, right? Okay, sign your name on this sheet of paper. And yeah, I think it took us one day to get enough signups for us to field a team. And we went to our gym, our PE teacher, Mr. Hoffman at the time, because we didn't have a coach. That was also part of the issue. We went to him and we were like, hey, bro, you're coaching our soccer team. Like, if you don't do it, no one else is going to. So you have to.
Yeah.
So shout out Mr. Hoffman. Yeah, played high school soccer 3 years for McKinley, and then sophomore year, same time is when I really started to take the sport seriously because with playing baseball at Metro, McKinley definitely couldn't field a baseball team. So I went, full focus on soccer, and I needed shit to do in the winter time. And yeah, I went to my mom. I was like, I want to play club soccer. She's like, okay, well, figure that out. I was like, all right. So Ethan and I put our heads together. We were like, yo, we got to find a club soccer team to play for. We went to a couple of tryouts. I remember we went to Gallagher tryout.
Oh shit!
Dude,
Yeah,
fun fact: we
that.
actually got to try out in front of Josh Sargent that day. We were trying out before his Gallagher team trained. So yeah, that's a little fun fact.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, tried out for Gallagher, tried out for Lou Fuse, and I don't remember how we got linked up with the great Douglas Bambini, who was coordinator / coach for the infamous AC Portavia team, but ended up going and trying out for AC Portavia, and that was like a real shitty weather day. It was like slight drizzle the whole time. It was fucking 2:00 in the afternoon.
Was it at Sportport or where were you?
No,
I think that was at the Smet.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude.
Rainy days at the Smet or the snowy trainings at the Smet. So fun.
Oof.
Come here, buddy.
It's a great shot. The money shot.
Did you guys see his brown hole? But yeah, tried out at the Smet, and I don't know what the deal was, but it pretty much felt like as soon as we were done with the tryouts, like Doug did everything in his power for us to be signed up that weekend for the team.
Yep.
And then
he knows what he wants.
Winter training started at Bud Dome, and that's where met Grayson for the first time. My first thoughts on Grayson, Ethan and I, for those that don't know, Ethan and I were holding hands the entire time we went through high school together. We were inseparable. And
we won best romance.
Yeah, we did. We showed up to training at the Bud Dome that night, and Ethan and I were very, very cocky individuals and had lots of opinions about people before even meeting them. And we saw Grayson getting ready. He looked super clean, like clean cut, clean kit. And we saw him pulling out to what we thought were $300 indoors to put on his feet. And my first thought was, look at this fucking asshole right here.
This guy's a piece of fucking shit, huh? No,
all gear, no ball.
Those boots were to this day still my favorite soccer footwear I've ever owned. Throw them up on the screen. Someone stole them from me. You know who you are. probably don't. I'm not trying to call out anybody. No, I am. I want my damn shoes. But yeah, those were the days, man. Those were the days. I definitely I remember I didn't have too many friends on the squad. I chit-chatted around with a couple fellas, but I don't know, I saw you two fuckers hanging around and I was like, oh, they look like they're fun. So I think I got in with you guys on a little passing drill, and I think that's how it started.
Yeah, immediately changed my mind when you walked up and you were humble as fuck. You were like, "Hey, is it cool if I like warm up with you guys?" And Ethan and I, being the nice guys that we are, we were like, "Yeah, sure."
The fuck
And
out
then
of
we
here, you
started
fucking pimp. Little pipsqueak.
we started shooting the shit. And I remember it took me like 5 minutes for me to be like, "Yeah, you suck at reading people. This dude's actually low key cool as fuck."
Nah, dude, that was honestly a lifesaver. Um, I can kind of
No
get
doubt.
into a little bit of my background, but I went to I played CYC Catholic Youth Conference League in North County. I played specifically for Christ Light of the Nations gang. I know a lot of my friends and family growing up played for that same team. Um, Notably, my buddy Lucas. Um, Weirdly enough, I had the opposite kind of situation that Jacob had going on. I always played lower. Like I always played like a year beneath, I think, and then Lucas would play a year up, or I'd play fucking 2 years down. I don't even know. I was terrible. But also I just didn't like understand sports. Like, I don't know. I was definitely more of a movie kid at the time. I wanted to watch some Avengers, want to watch Spider-Man. I don't give a fuck about soccer. And then 2013, that all kind of changed. I was like playing middle school soccer, co-ed. It was fun. I had a great time. I was playing goalie at the time. And I just like diving for the ball. I was known as like the short, scrappy redhead keeper. Just they all said aim high, just aim high. I don't know. I think I did a pretty good job. But yeah, in 2013, I believe, my friend Jacob, not this Jacob, my other buddy Jacob at the time, was playing club ball, and he had moved away, so I didn't really get to see him too often. So my mom was thinking, "Oh, well, we'll sign Gray up for this club team too, and they can hang out more." So I try out for Ajax FC at the time. I go out there, and there was like it was a 3 day event, like tryout event. I went only on the last day, and it was only me and the coach's kid, and we just like did one-on-one drills and stuff, and then we did it for like an hour, and then we went home. I was in the car, and I was like, "So, like, when do I find out if I made the team? Like, did they say anything?" And my dad was like, "Oh, dude, you're on it. Like, you made the squad." And I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah, that's fucking sick." Uh, so yeah, like didn't really. I mean, I was on the team now, still having fun, but I didn't really get how to play soccer correctly. And then, yeah, 2014, 2015, Chelsea versus Manchester City at Bush Stadium. Huge matchup comes to St. Louis. It was quite the spectacle. There's clips of it on YouTube that I'm gonna throw in right here, but it was an awesome game to go to. I didn't really know about anything about soccer at the time, but I chose Chelsea out of the two teams to root for, and here we are to this day, still a diehard Chelsea fan. And like, oh my God, just like going back and watching the YouTube clips and seeing what players I got to see in that game, like Carlos Tevez, Yaya Toure. They Chelsea had just signed Eden Hazard, so he wasn't there yet. Frank Lampard, uh,
Wow.
just like stacked.
John Terry.
John
Holy
Terry.
cow.
Oh my God, it was such a cool like match to see and reflect on, and like that totally changed soccer for me. And actually, that's one of the first photos I want to share is a photo of me actually at that game with my first
Oh yeah.
little foam finger. Great,
What a
that's great.
legend.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, that game pretty much changed everything for me. Made me fall in love with soccer. Just became completely obsessed. Got to high school and started playing keeper. for floating between JV and varsity. Broke my arm, and that forced me to go play in the field a little bit more. And that's when I realized that, fuck saving goals. Like I'm made to be out in the field, like doing some crazy passing and some shit, some Mesut Ozil work. So just begged my coaches to let me play in the field instead. And I still played keeper for a couple of seasons for them, but finally got my way and pushed my way out into the field. Ajax FC became AC Portavia. That's where I met these studs. And then AC Portavia would become Sporting St. Louis. Lots of great memories for all three clubs for me. Honestly, for Ajax, I just remember being so bad. That's like all the memories I have from that team is just being so slow and terrible. And then AC Portavia, I remember AC Portavia is when I had a moment. I did a Maradona, like pure reflex. Like didn't even mean to do it. It just happened. I was like, oh shit. Am I good at soccer now? Like, what the fuck is that? And yeah, I remember that moment at practice one day. Shout out my boy Nolan.
Shout out fucking Nolan.
Y'all remember him? I actually saw him
Shout
at a
out to
party
Nolan.
not too long ago. I know he's making art now. He's pretty fucking cool. But I did that skill move around him. So thank you, Nolan, for letting me do that. And letting me love soccer. I appreciate it. Ethan?
Dude, that's hype. Yeah, man. I'll be very happy to pick it up, and I have a good reason as to why I wore this specific shirt today, because this is the club that helped me fall in love with soccer for the very first time. And so what happened is, in 2010, I was still in school in the early summer, I guess, and the 2010 World Cup in South Africa had just begun, and my teacher put it on, and our class was enamored. I mean, we were all over the game. I don't even remember who was playing, but I like that such an iconic moment in South Africa. And so like immediately I went home and started watching the games, and I fell in love with soccer. I had played as a tyke for real, but at the time I didn't like soccer. It was too much running. I was not a fan. There was so much running in the damn sport. But then one fateful day in 2011, Wayne Rooney produces a still, in my opinion, one of the best goals of all time against Manchester City, the bicycle kick. And from that moment on, I was like, all right, well, that's the club that I support, which was easy to at the time because they were very good. And ever since then, I've been following soccer like crazy.
Man
I
United
also went
getting
to
worse.
Yeah. Since I've joined the Man United fandom, we've done very badly. I think it's a very toxic relationship Man United and I have. But as Jacob mentioned earlier, our high school team. Well, actually, I guess I should back it up even a little further. Jacob and I started playing together in, I want to say, seventh grade for St. Stephen together. So we played together for CYC in seventh and eighth grade. And then
hold on.
our ninth grade year.
I remember there was a lot of controversy around that because Ethan was in the St. James neighborhood as a young tyke. So most of his athletics was through them, even though he had moved to the St. Stephen like parish area. So I remember we wanted Ethan on the team, but there was some like, politics with CYC where they were like,
Literally.
I don't know if you're going to get to play with St. Stephen's. And the squad was like, nah, he's already practicing with us. Like he's playing for St. Stephen's.
They had the MLS discovery right clause in the
Thankfully, we spoke to the federation and it all worked out. My transfer went through at the last moment on deadline day, and I joined St. Stephen's. We did go on to win at least 2 city championships, and we were in the city county playoffs every year, like you said. Can't verify. However, unlike Jacob in ninth grade, I did not go out for Metro's team. I was too scared of rejection. I did not
Really?
want to not make the squad. And so instead, I don't think I played soccer in ninth grade. Instead, I sat out. And
Wild.
sophomore year, like Jacob said, he and I, dude, we stood in front of the school before the year started. We said, we're putting together a soccer team and we want anyone who can run
Yeah,
up and down the field. And we
yeah.
put together that team. We were on it for 3 more years, and that team was not very great, but it made up for it in heart. I have great memories with that squad, and
We
that was a
struggled.
formative experience.
We struggled our sophomore year for sure, and that was also because like Ethan and I hadn't really like we were decent, but we hadn't like reached that next gear that playing club soccer really helped us get to. Because I mean, once we joined a club team, you're training year round. If you don't get better, you should
Yep.
retire.
Don't invest that money in club soccer, I promise.
Yeah,
But yeah, that sophomore year, everything changed. Junior year, Jacob and I came back on a tear. Um, oh my God. I mean, so many good memories. That year we started going to tournaments and like traveling for club soccer, which was some of the
I
best
tore
trips
my
of my life.
ACL.
Oh, terrible. God. God, I was just I if you've never been in the vicinity when someone has a serious injury like that, I could not recommend it less. It's awful. And I didn't even go through it, so that's all there is to say about that for me.
Uh,
Um yeah, then we joined Sporting St. Louis together. Uh Jacob and I won a trophy. Grayson was on that squad, just not at the tournament that weekend, unfortunately. But yeah,
Devin.
we got to lift the trophy together on Sporting STL, and
Border battle champions, baby.
that's right. You don't want to mess with us if you're in Kansas. I mean, it goes back. We won that tournament in Overland, Kansas. So once again, STL on top of Kansas City.
Man, honestly,
But
some of
yeah,
the best memories were like those traveling tournaments in clubs. Like we got our asses handed to us time after time. The first tournament I cannot go to, the boys lift the fucking dub. I was getting like updates from your moms and like my mom texting me that like Jacob just fucking scored from half field. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, that was
oh
nuts.
man,
Ethan was our leading scorer that tournament too, from center back. We had like
yeah, dude.
something outrageous, like 5 penalty kicks, and Ethan was our number one penalty kick taker. And then so he slots them all. Yep, yep, yep. He slots them all. And in the championship game, we go to extra time. Ali gets sent off like minutes before PKs happen because he gets fouled and he just mouths off to the referee. So the referee just shows him straight red.
That's fucked.
And so the coaches had to jumble the kicking order because I was supposed to kick at 5 and Ali was supposed to kick at 2. Because Ali got sent off, they moved me to 2, Ethan at 1. We go to penalties. Ethan kicks first, save.
Oh,
So
Yep.
we're already in a bad spot. Then
In
our
the
goalie comes up.
championship, bro.
Yeah,
hey,
our goalie comes up clutch, save against them. So we're all tied up. And then I go up to kick, fucking save. So we're back on our heels.
oh my god.
Goalie comes up clutch again, save. And then I think we bagged our next 3, if not like we
Yep.
bagged the next 4. And they had one that they just flat out missed. And yeah, that was a pretty sick experience. I don't think I've ever run faster after playing 120 straight minutes to get to our goalie and dogpile him.
Was this Ben?
Yeah, winning a tournament after. Oh, dude, no. Ben played in the game, but we switched him out. We subbed him out for Connor right at the end, and that was actually a
Oh,
genius move
dude.
for the PKs because
Shout
Connor, I
out
think he saved
Connor. What a
3
guy.
penalties in that final. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have
Yep.
to shout out both our keepers. Um, Ben put in a lot of work for us over the years.
Big shout out to
And
Ben.
then yeah, Connor, our boy Connor joined us think in really just the last season, he was a call up from the lower age club. I think he was a short,
Yeah.
stocky dude, but he could fucking move. And he was probably one of the better keepers I've ever played with. He actually went on to play at Rockhurst too, which is pretty crazy. Um,
Oh, and hey, just to conclude Jacob and I's soccer careers, we played Division 3, all right, you know.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
So
talk about
I
that
played
shit.
at Spalding, you know. I played I played 4 years in college, so I went to Spalding University and just finished graduating in 21. And dude, I actually put up a banner while at Spalding. So in 2016 we won the regular season. Or 2018, I said 2016. 2018 is when we won. Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. We played in the same conference against each other. Never actually got to go toe to toe because my college career ended after my sophomore year. But in my
I went to
freshman
that game
year,
that you guys played. You remember that?
I rode the bench that
Well,
game.
Yeah, yeah.
same.
There
Me
though, we were all
too.
there.
We were all there.
Um, but yeah, my freshman year, I was fortunate enough to be a part of a really, really good Westminster team. We actually got super lucky. Iowa Wesleyan had some foo that they had done in the off season. So we were fifth place and Iowa Wesleyan was fourth place, but their punishment for their foo was they couldn't play in the conference tournament. So that pushed us up into four. And we went on a crazy run. We beat the number one team, which I think at the time was Principia in the first round. That was a crazy game. Also rode the bench. And then we played Fompon for the championship and we won that game in a gritty 1-0 victory. And had the opportunity to travel with the team to Chicago for the Division 3 national tournament. Here's my proof. I was there. Which we got absolutely murdered by, I think it was North Park, which is a team in Chicago. We think we lost that game like 5-0, but if not for getting absolutely our asses handed to us, I wouldn't have been able to go in a national tournament game and play 10 minutes. So I can say that I
That's
have played 10 minutes in a Division 3 tournament. So
That is sick. That is sick.
while those fuckers were, reliving their glory days up in the college, playing soccer for a college team, I'm out here getting drunk, winning intramural championships. You know it, baby. Actually, I played
Hey,
for my.
don't let Grayson be humble. This guy was a college cheerleader. This guy was on the cheer squad for a massive school, dude. That's sick.
D1 cheerleader, walk on. I definitely would have traded that to play some soccer, though. Are you joking? Uh, definitely missed it. Wrestle with that decision for most of my life. But hey, we are where we are. Still playing soccer. Well, not right now. I tore my ACL last year. I don't know if I mentioned that on the show before. Most of the people that watch the show already know, but
yeah,
my ACL last year. So now me and Jacob's knees kind of match the nice little scars on there, but still in recovery. Hopefully be back to playing ball this winter. And then I can join Jacob on that Sunday league field.
well, we'll see. I'm currently facing anywhere between a one match and a year-long ban for a red card that I got today. So we'll see.
Yeah, a little too soon to speak on that. We'll hear what the PFA has to say.
Yeah.
So,
We'll readdress
guys
this when a
already know.
ruling comes out.
For those of you who know who he is, I play the game as if my name is Arturo Vidal. That's how I play soccer, and he definitely came out
Oh,
today.
dude, I like that. Grayson, who's your player comp? Who would you compare yourself to?
When I was in high school, I always tried to figure that out. I always wanted to play like Eden Hazard, but no one plays like Eden Hazard. Come on. So I tried to model my game after two players, and annoyingly enough, both of those players came from a team that I hate. Those two players were Jack Wilshere and Mesut Ozil. When I was in high school, I was just obsessed with their passing ability. Um, and those were the two that I tried to like. I threw a little Fabregas in there at times, but those were the guys that
Okay.
I emulate the most.
It's tough for me to think of someone because back in high school, I was very much how can I put this? Obsessed with nutmegs.
Yep.
So, but the problem with that is I was playing center back, not like outside mid or something. So I'm
Yep.
like, if you put Adele Tarat at center back, or if you had like, well, wannabe Neymar just on the top of your box producing nutmegs.
Yeah.
That's
I
actually
have.
one of the
Go
It's
ahead.
one
Go
of the
ahead.
first memories I have with Grayson was at the Bud Dome. We were doing one-on-ones, and he passed me the ball. I started dribbling at him, and I think I McGeady spin nutmegged him.
No,
And
no.
and after that, I was like, all right, yeah, grade school peeps.
Ethan. Ethan. I have very fond memories of. So I played center defensive mid most of my career, and very fond memories of Ethan like cutting out a pass at center back and then just taking off on a run straight down the center of the field, trying to nutmeg every single person that came in his way. So my job is to cover him because he's taking off up the field. And I just be like, how is our center back somehow in the other team's box right now, still with the ball?
Dude, having a ball playing a center back was just it was elite at times. At times.
Until, yeah, I was gonna say until there's three defenders instead of four, and now their quick striker is in behind.
But
Nah.
to your credit, as soon as you'd lose the ball, you'd turn around and just straight down the
Dude,
center of
that's
the
one
field
thing.
again.
I think that's one level where we all bonded is we were all grinders at the time.
Yeah,
We all had that in Golo Conte, maybe even a Chris Durkin level work rate. I mean, we were
facts.
all very, very try hard.
No, I
Facts.
remember y'all like when I was in high school, I remember y'all saying I was at practice one day and I think it was you, were like, Grayson's fucking working his ass off like N'Golo Conte. And I remember that like for the rest of my life. I was like, dude, I am working my ass off.
Wait, am I in Golo Conte?
Who am I?
I've never seen Grayson and N'Golo Conte in the same room together.
Our
He
heads
is bald
been
now.
shiny, you know? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
No, I did want to touch on. I think we've all megged each other at one point in our career, but my favorite nutmeg ever was against Grayson.
Yeah.
I don't remember what shitty ass field we were training at.
I do know
but
which one. I know exactly what field.
we were playing World Cup at the end of training, and it was my team versus Grayson's team to go to the final. If you've ever played World Cup, you know what I'm talking about. And Grayson went to defend me, and I've never ever pulled this move off before. So the fact that I went to try it is ballsy in itself. But I elastico nutmegged the shit out of Grayson.
Fucking stupid. Never
And
done
then,
that.
Oh,
Never done that in his fucking life.
and then
oh.
Ben was like, "Oh, I'm not even gonna save it." So I started to slowly dribble it towards the net. And then Ben fucking turned around on a dime, saved it, rolled it out to Grayson, and Grayson's team scored.
Hey, goes around, comes around, baby.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I think getting nutmegged is probably the major weakness I have in my game. I'm a great defender until the ball comes straight at me. And then I don't know what to do.
Open them legs up, boy.
Whoop. It happens.
God.
Ethan got me pretty good one time. This is how much of grinders we were. Ethan and I would hang out at my house and we would go outside and do 1v1 drills against each other. That's how much we loved ball.
That was our version of hanging out, dude.
But yeah, no, Ethan got me really good one time. He was like, "Hey, I want you to defend me really hard. I want to try this new move." So I was like, "All right." So I was defending him super duper hard. He had his back turned to me. He kept rolling the ball forward, keeping his space. And then out of nowhere, he just rolls it between my legs and spins around me at the same time. It absolutely had me done up.
Dude, those are oh my god. The amount of times you used to get each other and end up just getting a little too competitive in your basement, getting your mom mad at us for kicking a ball too hard. Like that's what we were obsessed with the game. We went to Grayson senior night despite him playing like 40 minutes away from where we lived at the time.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was good stuff, man.
Shout out this pick right here. Jacob rocking the kit.
Oh, dude, and what Grayson, you were number 28, right? For
Number
sporting.
28 for club and number 10 for the school.
I was repping number 10 for both.
Yeah, I was sevens across the board.
Pretty hard, honestly.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah.
28 was the number that I got assigned to me when I was at Ajax in 7th grade, and I stuck with that number like my whole life. Except for then I became obsessed with wearing the 10 and I had to get it. Not from Ethan though. He much deserved that. Much deserved the number 10.
Yeah, our number 10 played center back. Isn't that crazy? And then our number 7 played center defensive mid. The numbers did not line up with positions.
Nah, not
No.
really. It's about more than that. I got some pretty sick photos of some match day squads that I'm gonna throw up here. Oh yeah, this pic right here has the cup winning squad that I wasn't part of. I actually have a lineup photo from our last ever club game together.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's this one right here. I remember this match like completely because I think we ended in a draw or we lost like 2-1.
Yeah. I think our last game finished in a draw. I don't think we got a dub, but I don't remember losing.
I remember being like it being like super bittersweet. Like, oh man, that like senior year, like graduating from high school, like didn't hurt me nearly as much as like not playing soccer as I used to. Dude, that's devastating.
Heard.
Yeah, tier jerkers, bro. Our senior night and then getting knocked out in glorious fashion in it was districts. Our senior year at McKinley, I cried like a baby, and then even harder, I cried at the end of that sporting run that we had.
Yep.
Yeah, that sporting run was a good one.
No, yeah. Played club most of my entire life from 7th grade until like senior year of high school, and never once had like as cool friends as these two fuckers right here. So much appreciated, made me love the game as much as I do today. Probably because of you guys. Like, wouldn't be the same. Wouldn't be the same.
We had a squad, man. Like our senior year, our team had really come together. Like we had shout out D Watts 300 in the back with Ethan,
Big Daniel,
Daniel
dude.
Watlington, fucking Ben Scott. He was our goalie for high school and club. Ali, bro.
Ali was on our high school and club team.
I gotta shout out my boy Alalua Mashan.
Yeah.
Playing with me
Shout out
at
Big O.
North in high school, and then got him out to play club with us. Huge addition to the squad. Brother for life. I love that man.
Big striker.
Probably
shout out Carlos Barbary.
Probably one of the fastest dudes I've ever seen in person was Alalua. That dude just in a straight line. Daniel Wallington, honestly, is up there too. But I think in a 120-yard dash, Alalua might edge him out.
That's a race I'd like to see.
I gotta shout out my boy Luis Aranda.
Yeah,
bro,
Luis.
Chewy,
legend.
Chupacabra.
Hope he sees this shit. What a baller.
Yeah. You ever want to get done up by a man who stands 5 foot tall? Call your boy Luis.
He will.
Bro has them quick feets on him.
Yeah.
He still got
Bro,
it.
who else?
I mean, we've been playing indoor with them all. So.
Who else we got? Homer.
Dude, Homer.
Homer.
Went to U City. Played him a couple of times.
Marcelo.
Luther North. Marcelo was tight. I mean, he went to Metro with y'all, so or Jacob, did you play with Metro or play with Marcelo I'm thinking of Marcello. You remember him?
Yeah.
Oh,
There
a
was
different
another
Marcelo.
Marcelo
Yeah.
from Metro. You remember him?
Yeah. Yeah. He did not play with our club team. But I don't think we gave Carlos Barbary enough love. We kind of pushed over his name. The three
He's
of
the
us had
homie.
huge crushes on his mom growing up. So shout out Carlos.
I'm not saying
Shout out to Carlos's mom. Ryan Saldana, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Carson Corbett. Yeah.
We had a fucking squad. Hunter.
Do we?
Hunter,
We
bro.
Did we go?
Hunter.
Did we play 3 at the back?
Win.
Who was our back four? Me, Daniel, Carson, and Ryan. That's nasty.
Who is that big?
That's a nasty
blonde
back four.
Here's
we had a good squad.
It's another throwback pick. I don't know if y'all remember this match day. It was
I do.
Match day 1.
Is that number 1? Match day 1?
Match day 1. I think that game
match day like 0-0-1.
Match day 1 ended like 8-0. I think all of us scored that match, if I'm not mistaken. That was
against Corinthians, I think.
Yeah.
The green, Celtic wannabe team.
Yeah, I think
we were worried about that game.
No, yeah. I mean, I was nervous, and we came out fucking hot.
Yeah.
Scored
we smashed them.
Like a 40-yard fucking rolling on the ground shot. Like it just bounced over the keeper, I'm pretty sure.
It was a pisser for 35 yards of it, though.
We also used to go to like St. Louis University games together. We used to go to St. Louis FC games together.
Yeah.
Real fans know about STL FC. If you're
Shout
an
out
STL
Matt
FC
Sheldon.
fan, oh man, Wes Charpie, there's some legends for STL FC, man. Like, man, yeah. And then eventually the MLS got to St. Louis. I guess that's how the podcast started. It pretty much breaks it to the present day.
I do want to shout out one other guy, St. Louis Ambush alumni, Stefan St. Louis.
Oh yeah,
legendary coach for us three. Did a little summer workout sesh with him, I think with Jacob.
Yeah, dude, that was fun.
That he's a baller. He's a cool guy. Great coach.
We all also, shout out another one, went to the SIUE camp together.
Oh my god.
Oh,
brutal.
That was so fun.
It was a lot of fun though.
It was physically exhausting. 4 days you're playing soccer from 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m.
But dude, it was a dream.
So
that's
fun.
exactly all I wanted to do. Like it was perfect.
We also loved ball so much that in addition to all of the trainings that were implemented, we would play mini ball in our dorm room.
Yeah.
We'd set up goals underneath our beds and would just 1v1 to pass the time.
I remember I stayed in a different room than y'all, and I did not know who my roommate was, and because I was never in my room because I was just hanging out with y'all, and then right before bedtime I would sneak in, he'd already be out, so never fucking saw that guy once. It was funny.
Man, dude. Well, I think that if that brings us up to date, do we want anything else we want to say before moving on to a little SDLSC?
Honestly, I'm pretty proud of that recap.
If I needed to tell anyone my like start to finish soccer story, I might just send them this YouTube video.
Yeah.
But
Bad take.
well, gents, next week STLSC is playing. Thank goodness. We are facing up against the Houston Dynamo, who are actually coming off a very tough 2-0 loss against their Texas rivals, FC
Damn, bro.
Dallas. Yeah, brutal for Houston all around. The performances don't look great all around. To be fair to Houston, they played with 10 men for at least 85 minutes, which that's a big ask for any pro team. But yeah, we've seen Dallas this year. We know that they're decent. They have a lot of attacking prowess, and they put it on Houston. I think they conceded 22 shots.
Damn.
25 total shots for
Yeah.
FC Dallas to Houston's 2 shots. So Houston is coming up to St. Louis feeling a little damaged, a little fragile.
I'm definitely excited for this matchup. For a little revenge, honestly. Um, we talked about this very briefly on the pod, just because we had mentioned that the pod didn't exist last when these games were played. I'm talking about the early season. Was it the Champions Cup? Is that what that? I keep forgetting. We're not in it anymore. So what's the point? Champions Cup earlier this season, lost to Houston Dynamo in a two-leg, uh, 2 games. The first match we won 2-1. And then second match, we ended up losing 1-0. Houston going through on away goals. So it was a super frustrating matchup for us. And yeah, I'm really hoping for St. Louis to come out hot and get some revenge against them.
Well, we had a week off. I was keeping track on social media. Some of the boys went out of town, which I hope a little R&R was good for them. Get out of the city, go see some cool stuff. But yeah, we should come back completely rested. I don't know what we're looking like as far as health for guys like Blom and stuff like that. But Lewin, hopefully his FMLA stuff is figured out. If not, take care of the stuff at home. Soccer can come second. I'm just hoping we come out with a strong lineup. Celio Pompeo still in there, AZ on the bench. And yeah, my prediction, I think we win again 2-1 at home like we did them last time. And I'm going to go with Rasmus Alm getting on the score sheet. And I'm probably going to keep saying that until he bags a goal.
All right. Little update from what Jake was mentioning. We talked about it last week. There's a little drama behind the scenes for St. Louis City SC with Sam Adeniran, possibly, well, not possibly. He was removed from team training and he was training by himself. Very worrisome situation. But I can gladly say from fantastic St. Louis City source Matt Baker. If you guys don't follow many St. Louis news,
Yeah, Matt is
Matt
goated.
Baker is fantastic. It's just at Matt Baker STL. So shout out to that guy. But he, thanks to him, Adeniran is back training with the team. Joachim Nielsen is back to training in full, like no holds. Yarrow and Blom are rehabbing still, so still have a little bit of time left from them. Edward Leuven is training, and at this week's training, he went out and ran by himself before the actual team training started. So, pretty good signs on a lot of those players coming back to the squad, especially with to have Big Sam coming back to the team. That's going to be massive for morale and for the offense that is really starting to come together the past few games. So I really doubt that we'll see Sam make the starting lineup this week. I think he definitely needs some time away from that position. But I mean, Klaus is he's showing some consistency now. So and Alm and Celio are looking like a fantastic attacking trio there. So I think we should stick with our same lineup for the front three, at least for these Houston matchup.
What's your match prediction, Gray?
Oh yeah, I should probably do that. So let me think. Houston, what kind of form are they in? You said they lost their last match 2-0.
They lost to FC Dallas 2-0. They lost to Austin FC 1-0. They did beat Minnesota United 2-1, and then they lost to Chicago Fire 2-1.
That's an interesting one because Minnesota is actually pretty decent this season. But I am gonna give St. Louis City the benefit of the doubt. I think with the run of form that we're in, the fire behind the team and the good feeling kind of generating around the team now that some drama has happened, I think St. Louis City is gonna come out big. I think we're gonna rock a 2-0 win, keep the clean sheet, two different goal scorers. And I think that one of the goal scorers from this week is going to be João Klaus, running it back, third week in a row. Well, not.
I don't hate that pick. He is looking just deadly these days. Maybe I might have misled us. I think that we are playing in Houston, but either way, home or away, I like our odds. Houston, I don't think has scored in their last. Yeah, they haven't scored in their last two games, while St. Louis City's offense is fully finding its stride. So I'm definitely taking St. Louis City to win. I would love to see a clean sheet just to reward Berkey for his performances this season. I think a 1-0 victory for me, just because it seems like Houston is, for some reason, they just have our number.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm saying 1-0 to City, and I'm taking Indiana Vasilev to score this game. I feel like he has had a few less conventional chances recently, and I think that he's going to get a conventional chance in this match and put it away. Um, Also, quick note about Houston: if there is no Carrasquilla haters in the world, then I am dead. I think I am his number one hater. I do not like him at all, so I am really hoping to see that Chris Durkin big body with him go head to head.
Another thing to point out real quick that taking a peek at the MLS table, Houston Dynamo does sit directly in front of us in 8th place, just one measly point ahead of us. On 13, we are on 12. We have a hell of a lot more draws than they do. I mean, the St. Louis City, we all know that. So yeah, definitely some potential to move up the table this week and earn a nice 3-point flop on Houston.
That would be nice. That would be big in the table and in the Western Conference in general.
Oh yeah. Anything else you lads want to talk about?
No.
I think the last thing that I want to say, because I'm looking at their schedule right now, is that we actually have a kind of tough run of games coming up. We have Houston next, which are, like you mentioned, are ahead of us in the table. After that, we have our rival Chicago, which I think is going to be a very good game. They gave us a lot of trouble last year. After that, we have a midweek match in Los Angeles against LAFC, which
Ooh, we won in preseason. I will point out.
that's a great team. And then the game after that, we have FC Cincinnati, who I believe won the Supporter Shield last year, and
Yep.
Arango, maybe not Arango. What's his name?
Acosta.
Their main striker has been Acosta. Thank you, Grayson. Has been on fire this season.
No Brandon Vasquez.
After an MVP season. No
Brandon
Brandon Vasquez, which is going to be huge. But
moving on.
honestly, we have a tough rest of the month. We have, and after that, Seattle, Miami, and Portland. So hope that this is the momentum swinging game in our favor.
am I am I wrong in thinking this? But didn't FC Cincinnati pick up Miles Robinson as well? Am I tripping?
Oh my God, yeah, they did. He did.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that back line with Miles Robinson and that one motherfucker that used to play for Chelsea,
Miazga,
Matt Miazga,
Matt Miazga,
defender of the
who beat
year.
out Tim Parker for Defender of the Year.
So definitely gonna have some difficult matches coming up. So hopefully St. Louis can take this Houston game on the bounce and take it with some confidence, leading us forward. But guys, I think that's another episode of City Boys Podcast. I love this pod. I hope you guys enjoyed it, learning a little bit about us and our lore, give you a little bit more context. But
Dude, go follow us on socials. Jacob is pumping out TikToks, and they are hilarious. So if you are on TikTok, check us out on TikTok.
Yeah, definitely check
All
us
right,
out on
gents.
TikTok. Still trying to figure out the is my mic coming through?
oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
Mhm.
Okay. Still trying to figure out the YouTube Shorts game because with TikTok getting banned, we're gonna have to pivot. But yeah, check out all the socials. Yeah, tell your mother you love her, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. City Boys and City Boys Podcast, or wait, St. Louis City and the City Boys Podcast. We'll be back with another 3 points. Let's fucking go. STF.